Where skills of the Most High God are placed in anyone is none to decide. Do we take our people too easily for granted? We do so because those who are as gifted as Shermaine Green make it look so simple. They do it with so much joy. How many people in the world would go to work these days and enjoy what they do? Shermaine did. She must have arisen each and every day, praising God for the work set before her. She immersed herself in the art of broadcasting thoroughly. She would dress herself so beautifully each day and literally took to flight through intuition and imagination to bring us all a clear picture of what she saw, heard, felt, and interpreted. We have one more instance of Shermaine's wonder as a caster. This next event is an outside broadcast, and Master Control Stephen Dangleben has connected with Shermaine at the Garraway Hotel. She sets the stage. A listener knows immediately what she's there for. She catches attention in the first few seconds. Everyone who deals with large audiences and groups, everyone working in the field of public relations, in politics, in religion, entertainment, and education knows value in the first moments of encounter.
Good morning to you, Stephen, and let me say good morning to listeners to DBS Radio. Yes, we are at the Garraway Hotel, at the conference room, which is located in the basement of the hotel, and we are awaiting the start, as you said, of the panel discussion organized by NEBI, as the acronym is pronounced, NEBI, National E-Business Incubator, Inc., and we are here for a panel discussion which forms part of a special week of activities put on by NEBI.
As a news editor, she did not overlook details and was well respected for her impartiality. As a news presenter, she was a trusted voice on radio. She was calm and confident in both news presentations and live broadcasts.
Shermaine is cognizant of her context and environment. She has been following the morning's news and knows the weather is a bit unstable.
But we are here this morning. The weather is bright. I mean, I am in the conference room of the Garraway Hotel, but when I was coming in, the sun was coming out compared to the type of weather, the inclement weather that we had over the weekend, which proceeded into Monday and Tuesday. And of course, we know it was because of a tropical wave, which is threatening this area. But the sun is out today, and we're having pretty good weather so far, and so we are here at the Garraway Hotel to bring you live a panel discussion. And as Stephen pointed out, the topic of the discussion, enterprise risk management, opportunities for financiers of medium and small enterprises.
Then she names the panelists from Dominica. Dominica is participating and is integral to this regional event. She sounds proud that Dominicans are so seminally involved. You hear it in her voice. Or put another way, she conveys to her audience that she is proud to know and announce that Dominicans are central to this panel. Even the moderator is Dominican and a former media colleague.
So we have a number of Dominicans. The moderator is a Dominican, and we have Achille Joseph, who is the CEO of DAIC. We have Ronald Knight, the executive director of the NDFD, and Mrs. Matilda John Rose, who is the manager of projects at the Aid Bank, on the panel. And we have Professor Gavin Chen, who is the Dean of the Faculty of Management and Business at the University of Technology in Jamaica, and Dr. Hamilton, Dr. Rosalia Hamilton, who is the Vice President, Development and Chair Entrepreneurship at the University of Technology in Jamaica.
And just as she did with the talking point, when after 15 minutes into the discourse with the teachers, she repeated the topic and participants. She did remind members of her audience who were just joining her that she was at the Garraway Hotel for a particular event. Shermaine was continually conscious of the public space in which she communicated. And how could she not be? You really cannot not communicate.
Just joining us, this is DBS Radio. We're live at the Garraway Hotel, awaiting the start of a panel discussion put on by the National E-Business Incubator here in Dominica as part of special activities for the week, and the topic enterprise risk management, opportunities for financiers and small and medium enterprises. We gave you an idea as to who the panelists are this morning. We'll be here up until noon today. It should have started about 9 o'clock.
We do not believe that Shermaine was born to blush unseen. We believe she was seen and known. We do not believe that she wasted her sweetness on the desert air. We believe that she blessed us with her speaking gift and physical presence. Her voice rang through our everyday lives, and its message was well understood when she transmitted it. She was a messenger, and she did it well.
As part of independence celebrations, emphasis is being placed on the emblems of the nation, hence Emblems Week. Every nation has a constant need for potent symbols which can represent in the minds of its citizens what it stands for. During Emblems Week, DBS Radio will highlight one emblem every day. Today, the focus is on the national flag. Every country has a national flag, which is seen as the prime expression of national identity and the supreme mark of independence. Dominicans proudly witnessed this at midnight on the 2nd of November 1978, when the national flag was hoisted to the strains of the national anthem, Isle of Beauty. At the stroke of the midnight hour, chiming in Dominica's independence, the national flag was unfurled for the first time, ushering in the dawn of a new era. The Dominican national flag is the proudest emblem of this country. It is the sign by which we are known to all the world. It is our people's flag, the flag appointed by destiny to fly over our land, hopefully into eternity. This is the flag to which we pay homage from the 3rd of November 1978 onwards. The flag of the Commonwealth of Dominica consists of a circular emblem of red bearing a Cicero parrot, Amazona imperialis, standing on a twig encircled by 10 green stars with yellow borders. This is superimposed on 3 vertical and 3 horizontal stripes of yellow, black, and white, forming a triple-colored cross against the general background of forest green. The central emblem presents the national bird of Dominica, the Cicero parrot, also a symbol of flight towards greater heights and fulfillment of aspiration. The parrot also comes from the Dominica coat of arms, thus symbolizing the official seal of the country. The 10 green stars with yellow borders, the traditional symbol of hope, represent the 10 parishes of the country, each with equal status, thus the equality of our people. The red central emblem symbolizes Dominica's commitment to social justice. The yellow, black, and white stripes form a triple-colored cross representing the Trinity of God. The cross itself demonstrates belief in God, since the Commonwealth of Dominica is founded upon the principles that acknowledge the supremacy of God. The yellow stripe represents the sunshine of our land, our main agricultural produce, citrus and bananas, and is also a symbol of the Kalinago and Arawak people, the first inhabitants of the island. The white stripe represents the clarity of our rivers and waterfalls and the purity of aspiration of our people. The black stripe represents the rich black soil of our land, on which our agriculture is based, as well as our African heritage. And the general background of dark green symbolizes our rich verdant forest and the general lushness of the island. The national flag, a symbol of nationhood. I am Shermaine Green Brown.
A pleasant day to listeners of DBS Radio and viewers on social media. We're here at the Roman Catholic Cathedral Chapel for live coverage of the funeral mass for the late Shermaine Green Brown, someone who has dedicated so much of her life and time to the field of broadcasting. Today's broadcast is being presented by not only former colleagues of Shermaine, but dear friends, Tim Durant and Josette Seraphine Hedrington.
Well, thank you, Miguel Labadie. A very good morning to everyone, and welcome to a very special event here at the Roseau Cathedral, the Roseau Cathedral Chapel in Roseau, where we're going to bring you the funeral service, or funeral mass, because it is going to be a mass of the late Shermaine Green Brown. And with me is Josette Seraphine, and we will be here with you to take you through the paces and to bring you information that we think can contribute to your knowledge of Shermaine Green Brown, broadcaster extraordinaire. And as I said, Josette Seraphine is with me this morning to help me do that.
Thank you, Tim. Let me just say good morning to all our listeners, everywhere you are, Dominica, and I know the rest of the world. And as Tim just mentioned, that Shermaine Green Brown, of course, a very much popular and loved figure in Dominica, and she passed away on August the 1st this year. And so right now we are in Dominica. She actually passed in Florida, and then the body was brought down here so that they feel like this is what she would have liked to be back in her land. So, Tim, it's a long while since we ever been together on the mic.
I must say, it's a pleasure to be with you once again, Josette, operating as the DBS team. We've done that before, and it's good to be able to do it again. It's unfortunate that this is the circumstance, the circumstance
Yes.
of Shermaine's passing is what has brought us back together again. But,
Yes.
this is part of life, and while a lot of us are saddened by Shermaine's passing, and it did come to many of us as a shock, but we've come to understand that death is very much a part of life. In other words, there is no life without death, and vice versa. And therefore, we've come. It'll take some time for the family to adjust. They have to go through a grieving period, and I hope they're doing that.
Yeah, especially when it is something that just happened, like accident.
Right.
She wasn't sick, anything like that. And even when I was told, when Ivan called me, I just was like speechless.
Yes.
I didn't know. I say, Shermaine.
Yes.
But you see, we don't know the hour.
Right.
We don't know the time.
Right.
So that is why we have to be actually just living a good life.
That's right.
And know that your at least your family and your friends will say she did well.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, and this brings us to the subject of Shermaine, as a person, quite apart from her brilliance as a broadcaster, which we've heard quite a bit about, since she passed away, in various, media outlets, In fact, this morning, before coming here, I was listening to a documentary that was put together by Steinberg Henry and Christina Joseph, and presented by Terrella Alexander. Actually, when I tuned in, I was just slightly late, maybe by a minute or two.
Okay.
And I heard the voice presenting, and I'm saying, well, who is this person presenting? I said, is this Kamala?
Yes.
But no. The voice is a little lighter than Kamala's. And I just did not recognize the voice until the end of the program, when she introduced herself as Terrella.
Yes.
But Josette, while we wait, though, we can hear that there's some music which has started.
Yes. And the coffin is open, the casket.
Yes.
And so people are now free to, just to take the last look of Shermaine Green Brown.
Right.
And just
Music.
yeah, and listening to the program this morning, there are so many things that we can learn from.
Right.
You know, so she still left us with something. Get back from there is more or less like a teaching.
Right.
So I'm not sure if you know the grammar, you know, and
Oh, you mean in
and
terms of her broadcasting
yes,
skills?
yes,
Oh, yeah.
that's correct. Yes.
She was a consummate broadcaster, I'm sure that. And I think she had one of the best qualities that a broadcaster can have, and that is a good voice and the ability to pronounce and the ability she was able to speak with clarity. Her voice was clear,
Yeah.
it was strong, it was deep, and she was very articulate.
Yes.
So I think that was in my view, because when Shermaine started in 1977, I was already at DBS. You know, in fact,
Yes.
I'd been at Radio Dominica before it became DBS. So she met me there, but then she quickly moved on. Meaning, as soon as she came in, she very shortly displayed the potential to become a great broadcaster.
Yes.
And what stood out most about her at the time was her voice. You know, she
Yes,
had
yes, that's
this
correct.
unique
Yes, and it was very strong,
Right.
you know. And I came in through that year, 1977,
Right.
and I was like the record librarian and then announcer without training. And I didn't really stay too long, because when it was like in the early 90s, I think it's 89, I left Dominica, you know, and then I came back maybe after to stay. That is after Maria, you know. But from time to time, Shermaine and ourselves and me, we communicated. You know, just saying how are you doing, and so on. So, and just to hear this, you know, because I know she was trying to come to Dominica soon again, just to, you know, holiday time, and it really touched me. I saw her daughter Shakira, who I have not seen so many years. Maybe when she was 5 years old, I saw her, and then she's there. I saw the whole family. I think are here right now. Kyle, the brave guy, because he was the one here, not being with her at the time when she died, you know. But the next day he left. So I see Paul, her husband. I know him very well, but I'm not. He is here somewhere. So maybe afterwards, I'm not sure if it would be right to even talk to him or say anything, because I know he's grieving a lot.
I actually saw him, you know, when he came in. You know, we were already in here, but I saw him a little earlier on. And of course, I expect him to be here, you know, with the rest of the family.
Yes, of course.
But we have not heard him, you know. And I guess at this stage, it is wise and it is necessary to give the family some space.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
and not sort of try to force them to express themselves.
That's
publicly,
right. That's
know?
right.
But I'm pretty sure there will come a time when we'll be able
When
to hear
we'll
from
react
Paul
a little
Brown, you know,
bit.
because Paul himself, like Shermaine, is a well-known person in Dominica.
Oh, yes.
You
Oh,
know, as the
definitely.
director
Yes,
of the
yes.
ODS for many years.
Yeah.
He was that kind. He had a very pleasant personality.
Very quiet guy.
But he was quiet.
Very.
But he was also very friendly.
Yes,
You know, I remember
yes.
my personal experience with Paul was that I mean, from the time we met, the very first time we met, Paul and I sort of clicked. And I remember in later years, this passion for giving, this tendency to want to give and to help, that was displayed when he was attempting at one point very strongly, if you will, with a lot of fervent enthusiasm, to get me a scholarship to go away to study. And that was the kind of person that he was,
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Or he is, because he's still alive, and we have to remember that, and we hope he continues to live for many, many more years. But she had a wonderful husband. She was a wonderful person.
Oh, yes.
And she had a wonderful husband.
Yes.
In a personal.
Yes, she really loved
Brown.
family.
Yes.
I must say. I mean, she went on to have like 3 children, and always, you know, been close to them. Yes. The other thing about Shermaine, just personal, we did some production in modeling shows, and it was at the Cicero Hotel and Fortium Hotel. And then I guess I left at a time when it was, we couldn't continue again. And it was very nice working with her. And I mean, there's always things to laugh about and so on. But being on the job, and what I feel when you're on the job, you're on the job. There's no like friendship that you can come late to work, and she had she just couldn't stand people coming to work late, and even not being prepared for their job. So, and some people take it like, she's just a pusher and stuff, but no, she wanted broadcast. Whenever DBS Radio had a broadcast, that we did our best in a professional way.
Oh yes. She had a very professional approach to her work. And you see, I think that meticulousness, it came through in the way she presented her programs, and the way she prepared for her programs. And so Shermaine was, I think, a great example to those with whom she worked in terms of the approach that she had to her work, apart from her skills, which people could learn from. What I found about her presenting Joseph, which was one of the hallmarks of her ability, as a broadcaster, was that she had this unique or this uncanny ability to understand, to be able to interpret, what she was reading, so that understanding that she had of the subject matter, she was able to transfer that very effectively to her audience.
Yes.
Because one of the things we are taught in mass communication, right, in terms of presenting, is you can't expect to present effectively unless you understand what you are reading, what you present to your audience.
Right.
And I think she had this ability to do that, to internalize what she was reading, and then convert that her understanding, of the material, transfer that to her audience, and that is why I think, quite apart from the voice, which was a big plus, but that was what she was able to do to get people to appreciate her reading so much. We all had the ability to do that as broadcasters, meaning that we knew that we had to understand what we were presenting and transfer that understanding to the audience, but we couldn't do it as well as Shermaine.
Right.
None of us could do it as well as Shermaine.
No.
That was the
I think she was made for this.
Yes.
But it's just a pity that she left us, DBS, and we never really. What would I say? Of course, there are people who can do it, but then she had a special way of, to teach and give out the wisdom that she had to others.
That's right.
Would you all please stand for the arrival of the President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Her Excellency?
We're just told that the President is about to arrive, and so we've been asked to stand.